See the podium, I wasn't paying attention. So we have the top 3 finishers for the GDS class in round 5 of the Incredible Goal Challenge. Let's please welcome in 3rd place, car number 36, Nick Johnson. In 2nd place, the birthday boy, man, Jack Baldwin. And our race winner today, Dean Martin. First of all, let's start with Nick Johnson. Nick, you started 9th, which wasn't exactly what you had in mind, but a great start. Tell us about your race after the start and the race after that.
Yeah, that's right. We kind of messed up qualifying this morning a little bit and just did 2 laps and tried to save my tires in qualifying. That kind of caught me out and started 9th. But had a good start. As always, when you have a track where turn 1 narrows down so much, you kind of be a bottleneck there kind of thing, and everybody kind of got caught up in that. And I got a pretty good run off turn 2 and were able to pass some people down there and into turn 3. So I was lucky there. And then the race was get going. Me and Dean and Ross Jr. were able to open up a little bit of a gap there, I think, and then we got a yellow scenario and restart, and I got a little bit too much pickup on my rear tires. I got very, very loose the first 2 laps after we went green again, and Jack got a really good run on me coming off 2 and did a great job on the braking going into 3, and obviously we both were thinking points at that point, I think, and nobody wanted to do anything crazy. And we, I'm very pleased with the 3rd place finish here with my, Kia Optima Turbo at Detroit, behind a Ford that should win here, I guess. It's a proper place for them to win here. So congratulations to Dean and to Jack, and we get on the crack out tomorrow, and hopefully we can be ahead of those guys then.
Thanks, Nick Johnson. In 2nd place today, in car number 73, the Reset MD StopTech Motul Porsche Cayman S. Birthday boy, 21 years of age today. Happy birthday, Jack Baldwin. And not only, Jack, a great result for you, that moves you, I think, into the championship lead now. And considering you had a DNF at Long Beach, and this year the points are slightly different. If you don't complete 70% of the race distance, you don't get any points at all. So that was really a killer, it would appear, for you in the points table. Here you are now leading points.
Well, I mean, we had who would thought that, we had a great run. My guys, 37 hours, put the car back together, and we took it to Barber and had a really good run. And, we've continued to work really hard on the car, and, it was prepared well today. And the setup was good, and we had a great race going on. I like to congratulate Dean, and I enjoyed, in the beginning of the race, Nick put a beautiful move down there to get that position, to come up as quick as he did. And then we settled back and we just ran hard, nose to tail. On that caution, it was all about, whose car would come in the quickest and get the job done. But I've got to say, both Nick and not Dean, but Mark. Those guys, class guys, real pros. So we drove hard and clean. It was close, and we could have wrecked each other down there in that turn 3, but we didn't. And I'm happy with the 2nd place finish. And hopefully, it's not true what Nick was telling me about where we're going to start tomorrow. So anyway, congratulations again, Dean, for a good run.
Yeah, our race winner today from Western Michigan, so half an hour or so away from here, is a former vehicle dynamics engineer at Ford Motor Company, so he knows all about the Ford Mustangs. And today he drove a fine race in that Picture Cars East Wahagan Racing Ford Mustang, kind of 50, started from the pole position. But Dean Martin, your 2nd race here your 3rd race in Detroit. You've won one of the races last year. This is only your 6th start in the Incredible World Challenge. You had an awful lot of pressure all the way through that race.
Yeah, the race started out. My plan was to just try to manage it and not overwork the Pirellis. So I just wanted to have a good, clean start and get out there and run. And at Detroit, you never know what's going to happen. There's been a lot of history of cautions here, so I was just going to try to save it for the end. And then we got a good rhythm going, and I think everybody was being smart. We got halfway through the race, and then we had that yellow. And then after that we got bunched up, and it started to get on again. I had a little bit of an issue early. I missed a shift coming out of the front straightaway, and thanks to Jack Ross Jr. for not clobbering me when we came off the corner there. and I felt bad because he bottled up, and he kind of checked up and let me get my stuff together, and Nick got by him, so felt bad for that. Then I just had to try to keep my head down. Had a little bit of a moment going through one where I got off in the marbles or something happened, and went through there like Von Gittin Jr., sideways, and gathered that back up, and had to try to not let Nick come inside there. So it was a good race. I just really thankful to the Rehagen Racing guys, guys at Ford Racing, and Picture Cars East and Ground Sanitation. It was a great race for us.
Any questions quickly from the floor? Otherwise, we'll move straight on to our GT contenders. These guys will be available for one-on-ones if you want to afterwards. So let's welcome our top 3 finishers in GTS this afternoon. Third place, Lee Johnson for Kia. Second place, Jack Baldwin for Porsche. The first, Ford Motor Company, Dean Martin. Bring up now our category winners in the top 3 finishers overall, and also the winner of the GTA category. GTA is a new class this year in the Pirelli World Challenge. It's for drivers who don't make a living as a racing driver, and actually one of the top 3 finishers started that way this season. He's now moved up into GT. So our winner in GTA, driving the number 80 ACS Manufacturing Performance Speed Tech Dodge Viper SRT, I should say SRT Viper GT3R. Dan Knox, a tremendous run for you. A little bit of luck along the way, but you've been improving every race this season. You're new to the Pirelli World Challenge this season, getting better and better, more and more competitive every race. And you've got to be thrilled with this result here in Motor City.
Yeah, guys, we're a better race, a better time to win. Closer in being one of the only 2 American-made vehicles in this series, and to win for Dodge and SRT at their home base. It's been a great challenge. We've had a lot of ups and downs trying to get the car and learn it. It's been a lot of fun. We've enjoyed it.
First of all, you made a fantastic start. You were in the lead of the class in the early stages of the race, then you lost it again, and you gained it back right towards the end.
Yeah, I had a great start. Good launch coming off on the beginning of the race. Made quite a few steps there. Car started getting a little loose on me. Lost a couple positions, and we had some luck, and it came around and ended up first. I didn't even know it till the very end.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was great.
Congratulations,
Very exciting.
Dan Knox.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the win. Let's move on to our top 3 finishers overall. In third place, car number 61, Anthony Lozaro. Second place, car number 21, Andrew Palmer. And the race winner, car number 3, Johnny O'Connell. Start off with Anthony Lozaro, points leader coming into this weekend, Anthony. Qualified in third place, dropped back a little bit at the start, but then you really came on strong towards the end of the race.
Yeah, we're still missing the setup on the street circuits. Permanent circuits seem to be the forte right now. So the car is slow to come in, and in the beginning it's just hanging on. I was really worried about the restart because our car is kind of slow to come in, but managed a little bit better than I thought. And fortunately, Andrew and Mike were racing pretty hard together, and kind of gave me a shot at it.
Third place finish there in the Alfa Motorsports Ferrari 458 Italia. Second place, car number 20, Andrew Palmer, just 19 years of age. Andrew, you've had an interesting weekend. You had an incident yesterday at first practice session. A lot of damage to your number 21 GMG Racing Audi R8 Ultra. The guys put it all together again. Again, you made a great start, and you were either under pressure or putting people under pressure all the way through that race.
Yeah, big shout out to the GMG Racing crew. I mean, they were here until 1:30 last night, putting the cars back together, back here at 5:30 a.m. So just a tremendous effort by them to get the cars back together, because I had a simple brain fart in practice and just messed up a corner and ended up taking my teammate out. So probably the worst possible situation, but we bounced back today. It gave me a great car to have. We were really quick at the beginning of the race. We really struggled at the restart. Our tire pickup was bad, and we couldn't get any temperature in the front tires. So just had to hang on. We made a nice move on the restart to gain second position, and drove to the finish for a great second place finish for the team.
Just talk a little bit briefly about that pass for second place towards the end. It made down in turn 3. Mike's was going to turn 1 at the restart, was right away at the restart. And no wonder you were sliding after that, because you were off in the dirt there. You Just tell about that pass and the opportunity you saw there to take over second place.
Yeah, I knew we were roughly about the same speed, maybe a little bit quicker than Skeen as we ran him down and kind of stayed behind him for most of the race. I knew it was going to take a little mistake to get by him, and I just timed the restart perfectly and got a slight run. He closed down all the way towards the pit wall, but had a late braking moment, and I actually thought we were going to crash, but we held on, a little door rub, and good old clean racing, giving each other just enough room. So we came away with the pass, and that didn't really help the tire pickup, but we managed to get the second place.
Our race winner today for Cadillac Racing, the Cadillac CTS-V number 3, Johnny O'Connell. Johnny, you've kind of an old hand at this. You've had, what, 5 races here now in this car on the streets of Belle Isle, and won 4 of them. Dominant performance today.
Well, you know what, you always want to be, more lucky than good, and it's funny because, I saw, at the original start, my game plan was to push as hard as I could first 4 or 5 laps, then really mind my tires, and when you look and you see all these guys battling behind you, that's a huge opportunity to get some gap. So they were busy amongst themselves while I was just connecting dots. And then when we got into the rhythm of the race, it was really just completely focusing on looking after my tires, being as smooth as possible, and then being as smart in traffic as possible. So there was a little bit of caginess involved in it. And then on the restart, I'm like, okay, what math can take place here? And I'm like, all right, I got young Mr. Palmer behind Mr. Skeen, and I'm like, that could be some bad math for them. It'd be good math for me. And so I turned into turn 1, and I saw what was going on back there, and I'm like, that was thank you. That was awesome, because that was I knew I had about 4 laps to go without mistakes, and so it was good. I mean, I missed you love being in those battles, but at the end of the day, not having to be in them was pretty good too.
2 quick things here, Johnny. First of all, with that win, which is the 12th win of your career at Pirelli World Champs, that moves you back into the lead in the points table. And also the other interesting thing, Mike, is you said you were sort of kind of taking it easy through most of the race, but you set your fastest lap of the race on lap 12, relatively late in the race.
If it was lap 12, that surprises me. Now, the interesting thing as far as when the race started, I don't know about you guys, I mean, it was really, really slippery, and I'm thinking that was a function of the Indy cars having just been out there, and then once we started laying some Pirelli tire down, the track gripped up, which I guess means Pirelli tires have more gription. But yeah, so it was getting faster for everybody, and but I mean, I'm completely understanding that fast lap today determines qualifying, or starting position for tomorrow. So, no, we were digging pretty hard.
Yeah. Do you know at that stage you didn't have the fast lap?
Oh no. I was getting updates, from the team. Your P5. I want to say lap 5 or 6. I want to say actually Andrew. That was how I knew he was coming, because he was hauling, and so yeah, you're getting as much information as you can.
Great race today then, so congratulations to our GTA winner, the 5th different winner in GTA, 5 races this season, Dan Knox. 3rd place, Angelo Lazzaro for Ferrari. 2nd place, Andrew Palmer for Audi. Our race winner for Cadillac, Johnny O'Connell. Let's join us again tomorrow morning. We'll do it all again for race 2. That'll start at 11 a.m. Thanks very much.
Thank you. You want to talk to Johnny about the drink lock? Oh, Johnny.